in Chicago. Well, Donald Trump taking a step back on the O'Reilly factor last night over his comments about Senator John McCain when he called the former POW, quote, not a war hero.
I have respect for Senator McCain. I used to like him a lot. I supported him. I raised a lot of money for his campaign against President Obama. And certainly if there was a misunderstanding, I would totally take that back.
Get ready, because my next guest says the latest slip is far worse than those about Mexican immigrants and will cost Trump dearly. But latest polling data does suggest otherwise. A new poll from ABC News and the Washington Post show he's the favorite at 24%. Mind you, that poll did happen before those comments occurred. Mike Berland is a former strategic advisor to Hillary Clinton and CEO of Edelman Berland and joins us now. And Mike, we very much look forward to having you on the show this morning to react to not only what Donald Trump said, but then how he's responded now to it, to our very own Bill O'Reilly last night.
Well, if you like Celebrity Apprentice, wait until the August 6th Republican debate, because Donald Trump is building his viewership, he's building his base, and he will be ready to go. What we're seeing is that Donald Trump is a master brand builder. I've been studying brands for 25 years.
Yep.
He knows what he's about. He's very clear that he's a straight shooter, and he's now setting the dialogue. Sandra, we've been talking about Donald Trump for 2 weeks. We're watching what's happening on social media. In his first issue with Mexican illegal immigrants, it was a corporate play. And we saw the issues that he had. Now we're seeing that this was much broader. You know who broke this? Mitt Romney. See, he tweeted out and 60,000 people shared it. And over the next 3 days, we saw this go from Politico and Mitt Romney to covering Democrats, Republicans, Independents. Everybody's talking about Donald Trump.
Well, first of all, we've been talking a lot to Donald Trump for a lot longer than 2 weeks.
Well, it's been a couple decades. Viable presidential candidate.
Right. Okay, but the branding aspect, Dagen, is one that everybody's talking about because if anything, he continues to establish his brand and get his name out there. Polling shows that the last poll that I saw showed that only 2% of American voter respondents didn't know who he was. I mean, more people know Donald Trump than any other presidential candidate.
Real estate billionaire used to be his brand. Now it's feckless blowhard, according to the Des Moines Register, which calls for him to step out of the race. But you know who he's like, and took Michael's credit. We were talking about this before he walked out here. He's Ross Perot. Right? That's the best comparison to Trump is Ross Perot getting into the race. But
what does Trump have that Ross Perot didn't have? Social media. No,
and money to stay in the race.
Ross Perot had billions of dollars.
True.
Donald Trump has social media. And when we look at how this story is spreading, we see that Donald Trump is now becoming a political provocateur. He's talking about issues that people are scared about. And I think what's really interesting is that this is not just a Republican Party issue. This is about presidential politics in America. And we see that everybody's responding. Look at this analysis that I've done. The story started with Politico on one side, Mitt Romney on the other. And watch how the story spread over Twitter. It started to connect, and this became a ubiquitous issue over 3 days. Sandra, most stories die down after 3 days. This one actually built. And by the time we get to August 6th, we're going to see Trump continue to build support. And I think if you're Jeb Bush, if you're Marco Rubio, if you're Rick Perry, and you're in that debate with him, you better watch out.
Okay, but we haven't had your reactions yet on O'Malley and apologizing for saying all lives matter. I'm dying to know your take on that.
I think that what we're seeing is that the debate now is spreading bigger, that we're seeing a lot of issues on the Republican and on the Democratic side, and we're talking about straight shooting.
Okay. That's it?
Mike,
that's it?
The straight shooting from O'Malley sell, though.
Right.
That's the question.
He doesn't have the brand that Donald Trump does to get it out. I think that we're seeing really on the Democratic side is here we have Donald Trump who's talking very candidly about the issues. We have Hillary Clinton who's being very careful and scripted. And what's going to happen with the American voter is he's raising the bar. And we're going to see on both sides. We're going to see Sanders. We're going to see O'Malley. We're going to see Clinton. They're all going to have to take their game up. But Trump is drowning everybody out right now.
I think you let O'Malley off the hook a little easy there compared to what you're doing to Trump.
No, hold on. I'm saying Donald Trump is actually very much in control of the dialogue. I think I'm actually.
Is it that he is, or you want him to be because that's better for the left?
No, for the left, I think that they'd like Donald Trump to go away. I think the Republicans would as well.
Really?
Of course.
A better comparison is Bernie Sanders because they're really appealing to the same anti-establishment feeling. On the right is Trump and on the left is Sanders.
Well, I'll give you an example.
Extremes.
John Kasich today is going to announce that he's running for president.
Right.
And nobody's going to hear it. and no one's going to care because they're going to keep talking about Donald Trump. So you're drowning out both sides. If you're Hillary Clinton, you can't get your economic message out there. If you're Bernie Sanders, you're getting drowned out.
What's her economic message?
Her economic message, she's talking about increasing wages. Okay.
Her economic message is more Obama, and she doesn't go as far left as Bernie Sanders does. That's in essence what her.
But that's my point, though. But that is my defense of Hillary Clinton, is that she is the one who is trying to get her economic message out there, more so than I say a lot of other candidates, aside from maybe Jeb Bush, who's got a real plan on the table for growth for the United States. All right, we unfortunately have to leave it there. Mike Berland, great conversation. Thanks for joining us earlier this morning. All right.